There's a moment in the Gospels where Jesus is walking, fully aware of his assignment, and some men come to warn him. They say, Herod wants to kill you. You need to leave. You need to change direction. And Jesus doesn't flinch. He doesn't slow down. He doesn't adjust his obedience to match their fear. He says, Go tell that fox, I must keep going today and tomorrow, and on the third day I will reach my goal. Jesus wasn't moved because he wasn't walking by fear. He was walking by assignment. That moment has been sitting with me because people will warn you based on fear, not revelation. They'll try to redirect you based on their urgency, not God's assignment. They'll nudge you into their expression, thinking they're helping, but the Holy Spirit moves people, not people. Welcome back to By What Authority. This episode is titled, Go Tell That Fox, The Spirit Moves People. I'm your host, Raymond Ibarra. Last night I had a dream that explained everything I walked through today. In the dream, I was drafted, not volunteering, not signing up, but chosen. And when I was drafted, I was given unbelievable strength, power that didn't come from me. But there was one condition: I couldn't fight anyone. Because if I did, I would hurt them. I woke up with peace, but I didn't understand the dream yet. I didn't know it was going to interpret the next 24 hours of my life. Yesterday, there was pressure. Not new pressure, familiar pressure. The kind that comes when someone else's urgency tries to become your urgency. The kind that comes when someone else's imbalance tries to pull you out of alignment. The kind that comes when someone doesn't understand your calling, so they treat it like it's optional. They treat it like it's flexible. They treat it like it's something you can set down and pick up whenever they feel like it. And I didn't have the language for it yesterday. I just felt the weight of it. I felt the pull. I felt the pressure to step out of my lane and into someone else's version of obedience. Then last night, God gave me the dream: drafted, strength, restraint, authority, but with boundaries, power, but not for fighting flesh, assignment, but not for performance. And today the dream became instruction. Today I had to walk in that restraint. Today I had to guard my obedience. Today I had to protect the assignment God gave me from people who don't understand the seriousness of it. People who love me but don't understand order. People who think my calling is a joke because they don't feel the weight I feel. People who treat their own spiritual moments like sacred ground, but treat mine like something casual. And I had to say something today that I didn't say out of anger. I said it out of the fear of the Lord. I said, You don't have the authority to tell me to be disobedient, because that's what it was. Not a suggestion, not a joke, not a light comment. It was a direction that would have pulled me out of alignment if I had received it. And I realized something. Sometimes protecting your obedience means protecting the person who's speaking to you, because they don't know what they're saying. They don't understand the weight of your assignment. They don't understand the cost of stepping out of your lane. They don't understand that when God drafts you, you don't get to choose your hours. You don't get to choose your timing. You don't get to choose when the assignment is active. And you definitely don't get to treat it like it's mother given instead of God given. And maybe you're listening to this and you're the one who's been nudging others to do as you do, not because you're trying to control them, not because you're trying to be their Holy Spirit, but because you genuinely think you're helping. This isn't to judge you. This isn't to shame you. This isn't even to correct you. This is to protect you, because there is a way that seems right to a person, but it ends in destruction. Not because the person is wicked, but because they're convinced they're right. And the truth is this: the Holy Spirit moves people, not people. You don't get to draft someone into your expression. You don't get to assign someone to your urgency. You don't get to pull someone into your lane just because it feels right to you. God calls, God assigns, God directs, God convicts, God orders. And when we try to do his job for him, even with good intentions, we step into a place we were never authorized to stand. The dream made sense today. The strength wasn't for fighting people, the strength was for standing. The strength was for staying in my lane. The strength was for refusing misalignment. The strength was for obedience. And that's when it hit me. You don't tell a boulder, come be a life vest. A boulder isn't stubborn, it's formed, it's shaped, it's placed. And if you try to use it for something it wasn't designed for, both of you sink. That's what stepping out of your calling would be. Not humility, not flexibility, not love, disobedience. And disobedience always costs more than conflict. Paul told Timothy, fulfill your ministry, not someone else's ministry, not someone else's urgency, not someone else's expression, yours, the one God gave you, the one God will hold you accountable for. We're not all called to teach, but we are all commanded to make disciples. And if he is faithful, then we must be faithful in the assignment he entrusts to us. Your calling may not look like mine, but your obedience matters just as much. Don't treat lightly what God placed in your hands. And when fear tries to move you, when pressure tries to move you, when people try to move you, remember what Jesus said on the road. Go tell that fox, I must keep going. That's the posture of a disciple. That's the posture of a servant. That's the posture of someone drafted by God. The Spirit moves people, not people. So stand where he placed you, walk in what he assigned you, and be faithful because he is faithful. Thank you for listening to By What Authority. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who's been wrestling with their calling. And as always, walk in the authority God gave you and stay faithful to the assignment he placed on your life. Until next time, grace and peace.